What's good, you guys? It's Lifestyle from LifeStyleDidIt.com, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make a black type beat. A 6-lac type beat, whatever you want to call him, with one of those dark beats with the vocals and the offbeat kind of drums. Let's get into it. All right, so for these style of beats, you're gonna need like a kind of dark piano. I like to use pianos that kind of have like string effects in it. So obviously, I'm gonna use Omnisphere for this. I'll show you the preset. Then you're gonna want some different type of sounds like this. I don't even know what you consider this. We'll look at what it is. You're going to want a pretty prominent snare, right? A nice hi-hat. And then a really punchy, I like to use like nasty type of kicks. This hi-hat, this kick, and this snare are from my drum kit. I'll have a link in the bio. And then you're going to want a vocal. You can find vocals in so many things. You can use Exhale, you can go on Splice, you can find royalty-free vocals or record your own. So then you need a nice vocal, and that's pretty much it. And then we're going to add like a synth type of bass, and I'll show you guys what we're doing. So we're going to be at 98 for the tempo, and I'm just going to come up with some chords, like some dark chords, and then we're going to go from there. So let's start over here. Let's go with like a C major. And let's bring up the 5th. Let's bring it up. So instead of G, we're going to jump up to A. Okay? So we're going to skip over. Instead of 1 3 5, we're going to go like a 1 3 7. So then we're going to add a lower note, and it's not going to be C. We're going to go with D, because C would sound like this. Right? I want it to kind of sound different. I want it to fight each other, have a little bit of tension, so I'm going to use D. And it gives it that nice open feel. So let's go ahead and lay that down. And then the second chord, we're gonna go start, let's see, let's go A, B right next to each other. And then let's go with E and G. All right, let's see how that sounds. So if we start over here, it's gonna sound like this. That's nice. That's that dark vibe. So let's go ahead and track that in. So I don't have the tempo on. Yeah, that was way off. I said tempo. I mean the metronome. It wasn't too bad. So let's stretch this out. And then this chord I kind of want to Alt S to strum. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put in our hi-hats. So I'm going to go over here, 2-step the hi-hat, and then over here I'm going to go to function, and I'm going to offset it, which I already did for this hi-hat. So we don't want it too on beat. It already sounds a little bit offset. Sounds nice. Right? So let's have that running. Those chords sound beautiful. So let's go get our snare. And you want the snare to be really loud. And we're going to offset it as well. I guess I already did it. So offset it with this button, and it's just going to kind of push it to the right. So it's not perfectly on time. So we're going to put it on the 3. See how it doesn't sound perfectly on beat, right? It has that dragged feel. And then we're going to go into the hi-hats and kind of mess with the velocity. So randomly accent some things and give it a good amount of velocity so it has a feel to it. And let's just accent. See how it just gives it like a vibe. And let's just turn these down a little bit. Next thing we're going to do is go to our vocal chop. So I already got a vocal chop. Like I said, it's just going to be a random chop that I found. That last part really sounds like a black vocal that would be on these style of beats. So like I said, I think I got this one from Splice. You guys can get vocal samples anywhere, but just find like a cool vocal sample and then make sure it's in key. So, and you could just pitch it around to make sure. So let's go ahead and throw this here. We're going to just trigger this first sample, and then over here trigger the second one, because our chord over here, you see how it starts? Boom. This one ends, this one comes in. It's the second half of the bar. So let's go over to here and let's listen to this vocal first, and I'm gonna link it in the mixer and start adding a few effects. So it gives it that nice dark vibe. Let's cut out some of this high end. And let's put a really big reverb on it, so that you don't hear that tail part cutting out. Now it fades, because without it, you would hear the last part cut out over here. Right? The sample wasn't long enough, so you hear it stop. But now if I add this reverb, fades perfectly. So I'm going to go over here and get the delay time to quarter note, and then cut it and turn down the input a little bit. Just give it a nice little vibe. And let's go ahead and play our lead with it and spread out our lead as well, and EQ the lead a tiny bit. Get rid of some of that high end because it's very like ba-down. There we go, much softer. Take out a little bit of this resonance right here. Let's go ahead and let our snare and hi-hat come in. Next, we're gonna go get started on the kick. So I'm gonna have a really punchy kick for this style. And then he always has like double hits right here, like boom, boom. So these are just the main kicks. We'll add in fillers. So far this sounds really nice. And it's real open. Now we're gonna go into this lead. Oh yeah, I never showed you guys. This is the piano I'm using. Right here. Dream of Mystic Rhodes. So it's a Rhodes piano. Alright, so I found this really weird lead, and then we're gonna just use this. So here's the lead that I'm using. And it sounds like this, which is that weird vibe that's in a lot of these beats. So we're gonna start it low. We're gonna do it on A, and then we'll go from an octave lower to an octave higher. So we'll start down here and just let it low velocity. And then we'll go right here. And then let's link this and let's cut out some of this high end. Alright, and the last thing we're going to need to do, these beats are pretty simple. I like to keep them simple, is just get a bass in here. So I'm gonna come over here to the Cody kit and I'm gonna get the Bryson bass. So if you guys want this bass, it's in the Cody drum kit. And then let's figure out what notes we're gonna use. Alright, so we're gonna keep the bass. Why can't I talk in these videos? Very simple. We're going to go to E, and then we're going to drop down to B, just like this. Let's turn these up all the way, and then turn it down over here. We can add a few more things if we want, like some percussion. So maybe we'll add some percussion. Let's see. And then we'll add this in. So let's find the correct note. Drop it down in velocity, so you can barely hear it. Lately I've been making like so many, like I made a trap soul tutorial and then a 6-lag tutorial, or a black tutorial. I always say 6-lag. I feel like it lets you know who exactly I'm talking about if you don't know who it is. Anyways, it's like a good way of promoting. Leave a thumbs up if you did like it. Drop a comment down below on like who you guys would want me to cover next on how to make, a certain style of beats, and I will look at it, and the one with the most likes I will go ahead and do next. So drop a comment down below and search through them yourself and be like, oh yeah, that would be interesting. Hit a like. The one with the most likes I will cover next, and I will shout you out in the video. So make sure to go do that. As always, thank you guys for watching. You can follow me on all social medias at LifeStyleDidIt. Hit my website, LifeStyleDidIt.com, for everything else. Other than that, subscribe to your boy. Thanks.